Hello, my name is Charles the Marketing Maverick Davis, and I want to welcome you to the Ultimate Brand Design channel. This video is going to be about Target America Workforce 2000. The American economy, as you see it today, was a planned economy. When I entered the workforce in corporate America, I was working for a company called Navistar. They showed me a video called Workforce 2000. It was determined that in order to fuel the American economy, the capitalistic system, they were going to have to open the doors of affirmative action. They were going to take advantage of this. They were planning avenues for minorities to enter the workforce. But here's the diabolical part to it. It targeted the women. They said that in order for this capitalistic system to continue, it was going to have to be fueled by minorities, and they targeted women. They targeted the psychology of women. Back during those times, those were certain jobs that were earmarked for men, and there were other ones earmarked for women. It allowed the men in order to make salaries that could support their family. They changed that because the psychology of women, they had been oppressed as a part of their being African American, but then gender war started, and they said the women, well, we've been oppressed too. And the government and the corporations strategically planned a system to bring you into the workforce because they need fuel for the capitalistic system. And the women were going to be the fuel. I was there. This is not my opinion. I saw the movie. It said Workforce 2000. I was a part of the affirmative action movement. And when they showed me this, I said, this is a diabolical plot. They said because of the psychology of African Americans and women, they were going to put us in the most difficult positions because we felt we had something to prove. And we did. We've been looking for the right opportunity to prove ourselves, to prove our worth, and they opened the door and they took advantage of it. However, they only put us in positions, if you ever see our stories, you see there'll be one of us, two of us. We were never coming through them doors in mass. As a matter of fact, our own psychology held us back. I can remember when I was in college, I went to DePaul University. We had all the doors of opportunity open to us. This was during the Mark Aguirre era. He came into the Dallas Mavericks and all this stuff. And all the African Americans sat together. I never understood that until I got much older. We had a need to belong. It was our psychology that held us back. Most of them didn't make it. I was one of those that did. I took my technical ability that I learned in high school and I walked through the doors of corporate America. And I had to face racism too. But here's the thing. The economy, when you put us all in competition with each other, it's more like a pyramid system. And a pyramid in this kind of way. If you look at the shape of a pyramid, everybody starts at the bottom of the pyramid and we're trying to climb up. But we have to understand that as you go up the pyramid, the space gets smaller. And so now we're competing against each other. This resulted And they had to tighten the economy to make them go to work. Therefore, cost of living kicked in. We make things tighter. You can't support your ambition on one salary. So now the women have to go to work, even though they did before, but they worked in lower paying positions, and the man had access to the higher paying positions. Perfect example. Before I got into IT, I worked for Illinois Bell. But my first position there was as a telephone operator. Because, see, this is the flip side of it. If you're going to give equality to the women, you got to give equality to the men too. That was a key thing. They said, we're going to give you equality, but realize we're now going to put man against woman. Economy forces are going to kick in. This is the psychology going on behind this. And that the women were the pawn. They were the pawn in this. So now the women have access to success and economic success, which I have nothing against that. However, here's the reverse of that. You asked for equality and you got it. Because you cannot ask for equality for yourself and not give it to others. Everybody has to be equal. That means that when you come into a relationship with a man, you come in as an equal, and you must be carrying your weight because you have been given the opportunity in America that you asked for. And these are the consequences. When you come into a marriage relationship now, you got to come in here taking care of yourself, and he comes in there taking care of himself. If you're not doing that, you are now imbalanced. But here's the thing. The economy is fueled by the spending of women. Men do not have a lot of discretionary spending. They're more frugal with what they do. I'm not saying everybody, but we're more cautious about it. We realize that as a man, we have to take care of ourselves. A woman didn't have to do that. And if you have the example of a father who took care of the family and your mother, you come into these relationships with that expectation, and that doesn't hold true anymore. You have to come into an equal. I saw a video of this woman demanding that this African guy get out of his car and open the door. And I'm looking at this scenario and I'm saying, this is weird. Why is she demanding for him? He didn't pull up, the car is running, and she wants him to get out the car and come around and open the door. Wait a minute. He didn't pull up in front of your house. You didn't walk out to the car. He reaches over and opens the door for you while he's sitting, and you won't get in the car. Realize you're asking too much. He's fixing to take you out. He's fixing to pay for it. Now, I could understand that position if we were both outside the car, but you do not demand that man to get out of the car and come around and open the door for you. As a matter of fact, if this is your first date, it should be on an equal basis. For instance, if I come out and open the door for you and let you into my car, I'm expecting you, when you get into that car, that you reach over and open the door for me. If you're not doing that, you have just failed your first test. The second test is, how are you going to order on the menu? Are you going to be conscious of the fact that this man is trying to relate to you? Finances shouldn't be a part of that equation. As a matter of fact, if a woman is serious about the man and the man is serious about the woman, she should offer to pay her own way the first time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to suggest that if you're going to go down this route, you have this conversation before you even go out on a date. Say, hey, look, I'm interested in you. I'm going to plan a date and you plan one so we can get to see what we're about. If a woman is not interested in you, she's going to tell you no. And I still do that today. And I got that advice from a woman. She told me, say, look, anybody will want a free meal. We can't do that no more. I don't need no freeloaders in my life. That's what you are, a freeloader. And you will take advantage of us because you don't respect me as a human being. These are the end results of what you've been brainwashed to think and believe. You do not value the other person as a person. You look down on him from the beginning. These are all the psychological consequences of equality. Target America. We're supposed to be trying to fuel this capitalistic system. Do not forget that. You see this immigration, you're looking at your replacements. That's what they are. Because the American system, the growth rate is not keeping up with what is needed to fuel the economy. And they're about to squeeze the economy to make it so you have to work. You're not going to have no options. My name is Charles the Marketing Maverick Davis. I'm a personal brand strategist, and I help people who want to leave that system and go into some place that is better for them. If you want those kind of services where you can be personally branded and have a strategy to build your career so that you can step out of that system, contact